Come on, Rollo, we got work to do. You gonna do good video work today? You gonna do good video work today? Good boy. Months ago, a madman drove his car down the bike path right here, and he killed 8 people and injured others. To make sure no one would ever be able to drive a car down the bike path again, the City of New York and the NYPD put these concrete barriers all along the bike path to make sure no car could fit in. Thank you to the NYPD, thank you to the City of New York for taking these measures to keep us safe. I, as a cyclist and someone who uses this path, appreciate it very much. But it has been nearly a year since these blocks here were put into place, and while they are effective in preventing cars from driving through here, they do make it dangerous for cyclists and runners and people walking on this path to kind of get in and around. This used to all be open for traffic to go both ways, but now you see there's a small opening here, a slightly larger one there, a tiny one there that she's coming through, and then 2 smaller ones here. In this particular case, the things blocking the road take up about 90% of the path itself. And here, this corner here is just a confusing mess. If someone's coming around the corner on foot, and then you've got a biker or a runner coming this way, well, it's just begging for an accident. These things, for example, seems like they could stop a car and they still enable bikes to kind of move around them. They seem like a really good kind of permanent solution. Or these things here are also great. Look, no cars are getting through this, and you can still move your bike or skateboard or whatever, get around them really easily. So maybe you could put something that looks like this in place of these terrible things. So in conclusion, I appreciate you, and I appreciate all the efforts made to keep us safe in the city, but maybe we can get rid of these things and put in something that's a little bit safer and a little bit more permanent of a solution. I can't begin to tell you how many times I have nearly injured myself on these, and I can't imagine I'm alone. Thank you.
Flex. Just flex. Oh, flex it, flex.
Not that kind of flexing. I do want to do a little flexing though, because there's something that I've been waiting for all summer long. I'm really excited about it, and I want to share it with you. And it's a little brag. It's like a
flex.
But I'm just mostly excited to share it with you. Okay. Now, I primarily edit and work off of my MacBook Pro, this thing. It does an okay job. I mean, I complain about it a lot because there's a lot of stuff that I don't like, but it does a pretty good job. But I have been wanting to experiment with 2 things. Number 1, a Windows machine, and 2, using Adobe software. I want to kind of switch ultimately from Final Cut Pro over to Premiere because, well, everybody that I know uses Premiere is very happy with it, and I'm like this with Final Cut. I had a custom computer built, a custom Casey computer built. It's done, it's here, it's in that red box. Oh my God! Oh man! Oh. That's awesome. We got stickers, mouse pads. This is what I was looking for. Here we go. Soon. How do you... Ready? For all you gamers out there familiar with this stuff, okay, I get it, you've seen it before. This is new to me. I've only ever had, this is what my computer looks like. It's like a garbage can. Look at this. Orange, yellow, green, pink, on, off, on, off. Look at that. All right, I gotta go downstairs and meet Candace. Main gear, thank you. This is awesome. I'm excited to get into this. Real talk, I haven't talked to you about the podcast that Candace and I do, couples therapy. Haven't talked to you about it in a little while. Well, I haven't talked to you about all the progress we've made over here in a while either. Oh, this is funny. Are you doing good camera work? What the hell's going on here? What's she doing in this meeting? Are you ready to podcast?
Yeah.
Okay, couple of things. Number one, we haven't done a podcast in a while, and there's a reason for that. If you listen to the podcast, you know that the podcast is really like real. Like we don't mess around, we don't pull punches. It's honest and it's real. And we've been dealing with some shit lately that we hadn't resolved, and I just wasn't comfortable doing the podcast until we had resolved that stuff so we could be honest and not fake it on the pod. So I just wanted to explain it to you because I don't want you to think it was a matter of me or us being lazy. It wasn't that at all. There was more to it than that. And this will happen again in the future when we miss uploads.
I have a better way of saying it.
Yes, my dear?
We can't plan our arguments around a podcasting schedule.
Yeah, if we're struggling in our marriage and relationship, we can't just turn that off to come record a podcast. I hope you understand. This is just us being honest. All right, so that's it. This podcast is live, though. You should go download it. The link is below. And one thing that's interesting is we saw our numbers, like our downloads, and how many people are listening to this podcast. It's insane. Millions and millions. I had no idea. So thank you to everyone for the constant support of the podcast. Candace, thanks you too. Come on, say something.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime gal.
Thank you, Candace, for that. Okay, that's it. We'll see you later. This is it. Wish us luck on the podcast. Listen to it.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss by wire. Baby, my heart's on fire. If you refuse me, honey, you lose me. Then you'll be left alone. Oh, baby, telephone and tell me I'm your own.